So I'm watching my brother Sam from The Blind Life talk about what he thinks is the most accessible camera on the market.
Well, Sony has continued to improve upon their camera accessibility with the Sony Alpha 7.5, the most accessible camera on the planet.
So this got me hyped. I'm in the market for a new camera, so if this is gonna help me film and record myself easier, I'm all in.
I paid for this camera with my own hard-earned money.
How much does this thing cost? Does that say $2,000?
She. Legally blind, no limits.
Even though the camera I use to film most of my videos isn't necessarily built for accessibility, it's super accessible, y'all. In today's video, I'm talking about why I think the DJI Osmo Pocket is one of the best and most accessible cameras you could get for video. I feel like I should start with what makes things accessible for me, and that is ease of use. How many of you guys out there have trouble seeing if you are actually on the screen when recording? This little camera right here uses face tracking and subject tracking to find me in the frame. This for me is super helpful because when I talk, I move around a lot, and sure, some of my footage looks like me and the camera are dancing. But this has been a game changer for me because at least I know I'm in the right place. Once it locks onto me, it follows my movement. So I don't have to keep stopping and checking to figure out if I'm in the shot or not. The amount of times I filmed myself, y'all, and realized I was way off or maybe not even in the shot. For blind and low vision creators like me, framing is definitely one of the hardest things to do when recording. If you can't clearly see the screen on your camera, it's too easy to drift out of the shot without even realizing it. This has been my secret weapon. This chair makes so much noise. So let's be honest, guys. One of the biggest advantages with the DJI Osmo Pocket is simply the price. I have been so excited about cameras that are considered accessible or helpful for people with vision loss, right? Just to find out the camera costs an arm and a leg, y'all. These cameras cost a ton of money. The Osmo Pocket 3 is much more affordable. What do I mean by that? Depending on where you buy it and the package you choose for it to come with, prices range between $500 and almost $1,000. So compared to maybe a $3,000 or $4,000 camera that has accessibility features, I'm going with this. On top of that, I'm using this thing as my all-in-one camera. It does everything for me. It doesn't matter if I'm filming here in the office, I'm filming outside, I'm walking around, filming nature, or even using it as a webcam. For somebody with vision loss like me, less parts, less steps to set this thing up and use it, that's a game changer. I don't need to buy extra lenses. I don't need any extra fancy gear. I literally turn this on and start recording. For me, accessibility isn't just about the features. It's about really being able to get a tool and use it without the stress. Real quick, y'all, before I keep going, I'm gonna put the camera, the mics, pretty much my entire setup in the description below. So if you're interested in anything, you can definitely check it out and make a purchase. Now this one might be super simple, but I really love the fact that I could feel the camera and I could feel what direction it's pointing in. Because the camera has on a gimbal,
a pocket-sized gimbal camera that puts pro-grade stability and powerful imaging right in the palm of your hand.
Which, shout out to you if you know what a gimbal is. I just learned about that when I bought this camera. But you can physically feel the direction the camera's pointing in. This is huge because if you ever wanted to just double confirm you're recording what you want to record, all you gotta do is feel it and you'll have that peace of mind. And again, this is an amazing physical feature of this camera, but it's not like that was built with accessibility in mind. It just happens to be you can feel this to confirm that you're making the right shot. And speaking about the camera's physical features, right? I love that I could simply record in portrait mode when this mini screen here is, in portrait mode. Or if I want to film in landscape, boom. All I could do is move the screen into landscape mode, which I could physically feel. Things like this make it super easy for me to just start recording, to start filming. I don't have to think about that much things. I don't have to worry about that much things because of little features like this. And that's what I appreciate. Shout out to my brother Joel for letting me borrow his camera so I could shoot this video, right? But there's so many buttons. There's so many things to feel and touch. But when you're somebody like me where you can't easily read the buttons or what the little things are saying and you don't know what all the things should mean, the camera feel like I'm trying to read Braille. Like, I don't know all these things. It's complicated, man. I just want to press record and know this is going to be quality. So another thing that makes the DJI Osmo Pocket accessible to me is the size. It easily fits in my pocket, easily fits in my mini backpack. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and that right there makes it accessible. I think for me, and I'm realizing this as I'm recording this video, right? Accessibility and simplicity go hand in hand more than I realized, right? Like the things that would stop me from using like a more complicated camera with a lot of buttons is just like the brain fog that I would get trying to figure out and memorize what everything on that camera does. This is very simple. I don't know if you guys could tell. When we talk about simplicity, right? There's very minimal buttons here. There's very minimal things. Like everything means something very clear. Like whether I'm trying to film in whatever orientation I'm trying to film at, boom. Like you got the power on / start, stop recording button there. If I want to change the camera direction slightly, boom, I could use this to manually do that. It's a lot of physical things that make it simple. I know a lot of us in the blind and low vision community feel like this. It's like, how much barriers do we got to jump through to film ourselves, to record ourselves confidently, right? Sometimes it's overwhelming. Things like this, it's a cheat code right here. And the last thing I'll mention in today's video is the sound. Of course, this has a built-in microphone, but what I love is that if you have a DJI wireless microphone, it pairs seamlessly. It's like too easy. All you have to do is make sure your camera's on, make sure your microphone's on, and you know you are good to go. Nice. When I'm holding the microphone, it vibrates twice when it's connected. So I'll turn my mic on after turning my camera on. And once I feel the vibration, I'm like, okay, cool, I know I'm good. So just that ease of connecting a quality microphone so that way your audio sounds good, it'll give you a ton of confidence as you go to film your content. All right, y'all, so I told you guys a lot of things that I really love about this camera and why I think it's one of the most accessible cameras you can get. We went over price, we went over automatic tracking and framing, we went over the size, we went over physical features, but now I'm gonna tell you what I can't stand about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace out.